And we are back, and we just finished 2023's absolutely delightful Wonka, rated PG with a runtime of 1 hour and 56 minutes. This is currently streaming on Max and comes to us from the always entertaining Paul King, who's done the Paddington movies in the past. He takes Roald Dahl's story.
Well, he
and
made an
actually
origin,
repurposes it as an origin story of the beginning of Wonka as a premier chocolate maker. The script comes to us from Paul King and Sean Farnaby. If I said that wrong, I apologize. And stars the always entertaining Timothée Chalamet as the crazed would-be king of chocolate, Willy Wonka. In this incarnation, he is coming off a boat to a place where he kind of has to make it, but it's run by this greedy chocolate cartel headed up by the big three, but the big bad here is Slugworth.
Yeah, who's also the big bad in the actual Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. But before we start, I just want to say I absolutely lost it at the end. It was absolutely just really well done. Hats off to Paul King and company for doing such spectacular work. I mean, just once again knocking it out of the park. Just the right amount of whimsy and comedy, but also those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tender character moments that really shine in all of his productions. Yeah, I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. I'm going to start with myself. Like I said, I absolutely lost it at the end. It was very bittersweet. If you've seen Paddington 2, it's not the same, but sort of. I felt like that stab in my heart at the end. Not a 10 like Paddington 2, but definitely up there. I'm going to go off the bat and say I'm going to give this an 8.5, your favorite film from Fellini. And just say that everything came together here. Timothée Chalamet, shout out. I mean, here's a young man that could probably continue doing certain types of films, but doesn't really pigeonhole himself. I mean, he actually has to do some song and dance in this, and obviously he's not classically trained, but he can carry a tune, and he fully commits to the role. Absolutely. I never felt like he was phoning it in. I never felt like he was half-assing it. I felt like he was really, really committed to this, and it's just funny that his follow-up picture is Dune 2 from this. So shout out to that young man for always keeping it fresh and real and just doing an A1 job. All the other actors in this, sublime. Every movie should end with a song by Hugh Grant. Just putting it out there. What say you?
I thought this was great. This is way better than I
thought it would be.
It would be.
Yeah.
I mean, when I heard this was coming out, I was just like, you ain't going to beat Gene Wilder. And you're not really. It's not even. It's not. Yeah, it's not a competition here because it's two different movies. It's not like a remake. Mm-hmm. It's an origin story, which I'm also never really been a big fan of origin stories.
But this was nice.
This was good. Sweet. No, this was really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
My issue with origin stories is I know where everybody lives. So yeah. But then the only thing that gave me hope was it's by the guy who did Paddington.
Okay, yeah.
And
absolutely.
I love the hell out of the two Paddington movies.
Yeah.
Especially that second one.
Oh, God.
And so I was like, you know what? I won't prejudge this negatively.
Yeah.
And then it came out, and I heard nothing but decent reviews for it.
Yeah. It finally started streaming.
And finally got to see it. And wow, this was absolutely delightful. And I like Roald Dahl. I was always a fan of his stories. The twits was just always made me laugh so hard. And we've seen like a bunch of stories of his, Matilda, and the Witches, the BFG.
Okay, well, we can leave that one out. I'm sure the book is way better than the film.
Well, that's the thing that I mean. There are certain people who could tell. I mean, this obviously isn't a Roald Dahl story. It's just based upon that. It's in that world.
Yeah.
The world of Roald Dahl it's cruel. People are treating other people terribly. You think you're getting a good deal from nice people, and suddenly you're a slave in a laundromat. That's totally believable in a Roald Dahl universe. A kid just gets hurled into a laundry chute. People are going to be drowned in chocolate. These are all they belong there. And Paul King did a fantastic job building this world where that sort of stuff could happen and song and dance could break out, and you could be floating in the air with the help of helium balloons, or milking a giraffe, or just doing anything. And the color palette, the actors. Yeah. You recognize faces from Paddington. He used a lot of the same previous actors. Yeah. And it's just sort of like, I would love to live in this world, because like everything is just, the lighting, everything is just this warm vibrant glow.
Yeah. And it really lends itself to the story of a magician / chocolate maker.
Yeah. And then the side characters are sweet and nice and serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Even when they're like thrown in at the end, like the security guard at the zoo and the vault guard, and it turns out they're long lost loves. Just excellent. I love.
Yeah, nothing's wasted.
I enjoyed this movie thoroughly.
Shout out to Tom Davis as Bleacher.
Huge guy, but funny.
Abacus Crunch, played by Jim Carter. I feel like he's been in other Paddington films. But also shout out to, if I say this incorrectly, I apologize, Calah Lane.
Was that
played Noodle?
The little girl, yeah.
She was absolutely just marvelous. Yeah, really loved her. Olivia Colman, she's always good in anything that she does. But Paterson Joseph as Slugworth was, I think, definitely the big heavy. I'm going to go over to you, Olive G. What did you think of the film?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, what'd you like about it?
It was a good movie.
What was good about it? Did you like the characters? Did you like the situations? Did you like all that candy? Did you like the songs? Again, we're watching a musical. This is kind of funny in the year of our Lord 2024. We've actually seen a lot of musicals lately.
We have?
We saw Mean Girls. We saw Greatest Showman. So yeah, we've actually been encountering a lot of musical movies lately. So
it's definitely the genre that's seen a bit of a resurgence.
I believe you are correct.
Past decade.
I believe you are correct. Olive, did you have a favorite character in this film?
I like Wonka or Noodle.
Yeah, what did you like about Wonka?
He was absolutely insane.
He was insane.
And he was cool.
He was cool. What about Noodle? What did you think about her?
She was cute.
She's adorable. She is absolutely adorable. I liked their little guild of washers in the basement. That was very fun, too. Their interplay and interactions was great. Did you have a favorite song?
Probably at the end.
Pure Imagination.
Yeah, I like that song a lot.
That is a banger. A banger. Absolutely. 10 out of 10. No notes on that song. There is sort of a plot twist. We're not going to give it away, but at some point, a secret is revealed in the story. Did you see that coming?
Kinda.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When he mentioned the ring, I was like, suspicious.
Sus. Exactly. Would you want to live in this town, Olive G?
I mean, I like to work at his factory.
Yeah. That store was something. Although eating something and then growing blue hair would not be on my hit parade. Right. But I'm assuming the effects go away at some point.
I mean, of course.
Probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We don't know what Yeti sweat does to people.
Yeah. In the Gene Wilder movie, he always said, "Oh, we'll get it sorted out. Don't worry. She's perfectly fine."
And then we never see this child again.
The littlest concern in his voice.
Yes.
Thank God he's completely unharmed.
Gigi, first off, thank you for watching this. I know this is not with your favorite actor on the planet, but what did you think about the film?
It was really cute.
It was cute, right? It was nice and colorful. The story moves quickly.
It was whimsical.
It was whimsical. Good word. Did you have a favorite character?
Probably not. No. Like I liked it. I liked the characters. I didn't have like anybody that I really hated.
Right.
But I don't know. No,
what about Slugworth? He wasn't a nice guy. He was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, no. I mean, he was the villain.
And the police chief, he was kind of a boob too.
I mean, he was more funny. I didn't find either of them too like. I mean, obviously they were the villains, but I didn't like to test them or nothing.
Ah, got it. And it wasn't very like high stakes danger.
No,
this isn't like a Bond movie.
I liked that they didn't shy away from what they wanted. They were they were basically, we want you to get rid of the chocolatier, and then that guy, the little
Prodnose
was just like, kill him.
spell it out for you. Let me spell it out for you.
He was making sure there was no misunderstanding about what was being said at all. And I like that. And I liked the other guy.
Felix.
The one who couldn't listen to the word poor.
Fickelbaum or whatever. I don't know what his name was. But yeah, the fact that he couldn't say the word poor. Or and or when anybody else else mentioned the poor, he would just be like, huh, huh.
He said, "Don't mention that demographic around me."
Yes,
he was so disgusted by poor people. It was like, I love stuff like that because
that's so Roald Dahl.
And it reminds me also of just like people who are just really afraid that they're going to hurt people's feelings.
And Roald Dahl didn't give
humor,
a shit.
Roald Dahl didn't give a crap. Yeah. English humor doesn't give a crap about that. I appreciate it when you see it and it's being shown by people who understand that, yeah, you could still do this. You could still have fun with this because you are... These people that are saying these things and behaving this way, they're terrible people.
Yeah.
And... that's what terrible people say and do, and it's like you're laughing at them. Like, I'm laughing at this guy because he cannot say the poor. Yeah, I really like that. The three chocolatiers, the chocolate cartel, they were comically evil, but not... It wasn't like they were hamming it up or anything.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'll see somebody who's like, all right, this is a comedy and you're an evil bad guy. And the guy's like, okay, so I'm just going to be like a clown and laugh. And
or am I cutting off thumbs?
Yeah. They're going to just ham it up. Oh, I'm going to say lots of puns. Yeah. And no, you're cringy. These guys weren't cringy. They were hilarious. There was nothing cringy in this movie. Everything is like the good people who are really good. They're earnestly good.
Yeah.
And the people trying to make their dreams come true, they're earnestly trying to make their dreams come true. They're trying to inspire each other, but not in a corny, ham-fisted way. It's told like a fantasy dream. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to give a shout out to Mathew Baynton. Again, apologies if I've mispronounced names, who was Fickelgruber.
Fickelgruber, yes.
Matt Lucas as Prodnose, and again, Paterson Joseph as Slugworth.
All of them did outstanding work as the bad guys.
Yeah, and really good.
Keegan-Michael Key as the police chief.
Just a total bad boy.
I appreciate he did not try and do an English accent.
Yes, neither did
Neither
Chalamet.
did Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah. Just come as you are.
Don't try. Yeah, don't try it. It'll just be distracting. And I mean, he almost sounded like he was doing sort of like I'm from Brooklyn or something like that type of accent.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was like, everybody's so addicted to chocolate. He's literally like, I gained 150 pounds this past week, and you see him gaining this weight.
In each scene that he's in, he gets progressively larger and larger and larger,
and also darker for some reason.
Yes. Exactly.
And his what was the assistant's name? He was also in Paddington. He was the warden at the prison.
Oh,
Affable.
Officer Affable. Was he the one that was reading the story to the inmates? Yes. That's
I love that guy.
Him.
He is great too. And
Kobna Holbrook Smith.
Yeah, he delivers his lines perfectly. He has the best delivery. I love that guy when I see him in these movies.
Iraqi Thakrar as Lottie. Natasha Rothwell as Piper, Rich Fulcher as Larry, Colin O'Brien was young Wonka, Sally Hawkins as Wonka's mom, Rowan Atkinson as Father Julius, Gwenny as Ellie White, who I think I've seen in other things of his, and then, fun fact, Simon Farnaby, who's also a scriptwriter, is Basil, the zoo guy, the one that ends up with Gwenny. That's so fun.
He was also the random security people in the Paddington
movie, yeah.
He liked men who dressed up as women.
Well, I don't think he knew that nun with the beautiful piercing blue eyes was a man.
No. Because in Paddington 1, Mr. Brown dressed up as a cleaning lady.
And I forgot, yes, that was him too.
Oh my gosh. Also him.
He was flirting hard with Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, that's right. I forgot about that. I mean, the first one is great, but it's just the second one is just top tier.
You know what? It's nice. In this third outing, he actually gets the girl.
Yes. Yes, he came full circle. Rock on.
Finally.
And then we have Hugh Grant.
Yes.
As the Oompa Loompa. Yeah, really well done. This was way better than I expected it to be. I too cringed when I heard that there was a Wonka movie being made. Wasn't a big fan of the Johnny Depp one.
Couldn't stand the Johnny Depp one. They tried to...
I don't know what.
Abuse, childhood abuse made him who he is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no. It's a fun, happy story. It's that he's like his dad was a dentist or something like that. Was it Christopher Lee too?
Might have been,
Not everything has to be creepy, Tim Burton.
Yeah. I'm going to go around the table and get numbers. Like I said previously, I'm going to give this an 8.5. I think from where it starts to where it ends, it is a delight. This is fun for the entire family. This is the definition of a fun family film. We are going to pair this with Dune 2, which is a complete just 360 from this. But shout out to young Timothée Chalamet for really keeping it fresh and fun and just going with the flow, I guess. I mean, I think the big thing this week was the Scorsese Chanel ad that came out with him in it, which is just beautiful to look at. It's like a mini movie. Tons of fun. And then he's got the Bob Dylan biopic, which is filming out here in Dirty Jersey, in Jersey City, I believe. Shout out to this young man and looking forward to seeing his career as it progresses. He definitely makes interesting choices. Mm-hmm. What's your number? 1 to 10?
I'd give this a 9.
Wow.
I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I thought I was going to give the big number. I thought you were going to say like a 7 or an 8.
I mean, all the songs were good. I thought the song when he opens the store, it sounded kind of downbeat for a like this moment of triumph sort of thing. That was probably my only criticism. Mm-hmm. But I loved everybody's performance in this. Olivia Colman, the big dude, I can't remember his name. Bleacher.
Leachowitz.
All of the people trapped in the laundromat. Timothy Chalamet did a great job. I mean, I honestly was... I know I said I wasn't going to judge it negatively, but there was a part of me that was just like, this is going to be shit. He's no Gene Wilder. But no, he was good. He played it his own way, and I could see this guy evolving into Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
And
same slim build, although Timothy really needs a sandwich.
Oh my God, when he's on the boat in the beginning on the mast, he seriously, he looked like a freaking lollipop. He's like 75% head.
That made G laugh originally when you said that.
Yeah, because if you look at his legs, they look fake.
So yeah. He's like these little stick pin legs. It's like...
Let's not body shame, guys. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he just can't gain weight. He should stay with us for a week.
There's even more reason to hate that guy.
He should stay with us for a week. We get him into some unhealthy eating habits.
Hey, I'm not fat.
You're not fat, but
she could donate half his metabolism to me.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But 9. That song seemed a bit, I guess it was happy, but first, I don't know, the way it sounded, it just seemed a bit downbeat. It wasn't a match for the rest of the songs. And then it ends with the song you were there. That's the song you're there for. Pure imagination.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm watching it and we're getting towards the end. And it's like, wow, this movie's been on for almost the runtime, like an hour and 40 minutes, and I haven't heard this song. And I was like, wow, is he really not going to put this in there? And then it was
sort of in the beginning.
I mean, you hear the tune of it. Yeah. But I didn't, I expected to hear it. I actually expected to hear it because it's such a beautiful, beautiful song. Yeah. And he did it just right. He put it in the right place.
He gave it to you right when you needed to hear it. And that's when the big emotional notes are happening.
Yeah.
Especially with Noodle and
we won't say anything else. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really
absolutely,
well
absolutely. Nothing but praise for this. Gigi, 1 to 10, what would you give this film?
Probably an 8.
8? Okay. I didn't expect that from you. I thought you were going to say a 6 or a 7.
No.
I know you don't like this young man, but...
I didn't care. I also cried at the end.
Did you? I know. I lost it completely. Did you hear me? I was like...
I heard a little, but I was focused on the movie, and then I turned to you, and oh my God, you looked...
I was weeping. Yeah, I lost it.
The end when they're telling...
Well, when you see Wonka's mom, I think that's when I started.
Wonka doesn't. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
about to say Wonka doesn't have a mom.
Yeah, I was about to say that. When they tell Noodle that they found someone.
Yes.
That reminded me of in Paddington 2.
Right? Yes. Yeah. Paul King and Simon Farnaby, just really well done. They really know how to end a story. Just
they know how to tug
wow.
the heartstrings.
Yeah, really well done. Olive G, 1 to 10. What are you going to give Wonka?
Probably like an 8.5.
8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8, and a 9. Absolutely. This is absolutely the definition of family fun. Go check it out. It's currently streaming on Max. You will not be disappointed. And that's it from us. And we will bid everyone a
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
good night.